2017.
Okay, let's talk a bit about PSU banks as well. So PSU banks are outperforming today. They're up close to about 1%. Two sets of news. One, the directors can get a tenure of up to 10 years, though it has to be renewed after 5 years, though these rules don't apply to State Bank of India. But there was also a note which came out from Bank of America where they're making a case that the valuation discount that PSU banks have, even outside of State Bank of India, to private sector banks perhaps can narrow, which basically means that we've seen one leg of re-rating for PSU banks, but there could be more re-rating in store. Abhishek is joining us to get us the highlights from this report. Abhishek.
Well, Rima, as you mentioned, BofA has written a note on PSU banks. They say that PSU banks have a turnaround, despite SBI having a turnaround over the last few quarters. So tight liquidity, sticky OPEX, that is operating expense, and benign asset quality is beneficial for PSU banks. 6 out of 12 PSU banks have delivered an ROE in excess of 14%. So ROA and ROE improvement will be there in FY24 as well as there are many tailwinds to it. So many PSU banks are likely to hit the 14 to 15% ROE levels according to BofA. So valuation discount ex SBI has meaningful room to narrow given the fact that the multiples are at 1/3 to private banks, despite the fact that they have just 10 to 20% discount on the ROE over there. So PSU banks have more tailwinds than private banks as per BofA given on loan growth, which will normalize around the 12 to 15% level, which is a healthy number for PSU banks, and significant room to improve the credit to deposit ratio, which could actually aid in the net interest margin improvement as well. So operating leverage is a key differential factor. Asset quality is unlikely to lag private peers going ahead. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Prakash Diwan is joining us on the show now. Prakash, we've asked you about PSU banks before as well, and especially the